Hello, everybody. We are super glad to see you today. Ta-da! Welcome to the Writing Sprints live stream. As you guys know, we are here every single Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm Lisa Daly. Welcome to my channel. So today I have my usual collection of awesome friends hanging. I should say our usual collection of awesome friends. Everybody except Doll's not here yet, but she will be soon. And so we have some interesting topics to discuss today, as always. But before we get started, I want to just go around and have everybody say hi and introduce themselves. So I am going to start with you, Story Detective, and we'll just go around the circle and end with Michelle.
Hey, everybody. I'm Robert Jones, and my channel is The Story Detective, where I take all forms of storytelling, put it under a Sherlockian microscope, and break down the craft to make the viewer's journey easier. I also do tech reviews, and I'm working on a script today for some YouTube videos that I'm stockpiling. So,
yay! All right, fantastic. That's awesome. Carol Brown, darling, tell us a little about you and your channel.
Hello, my name is Kara Brown. I wrote those books on the wall over there. I am an urban fantasy author and a romance writer. And on my channel, I either talk about tarot cards or whatever pops into my head that week.
Tarot.
Yeah, so I'm actually here to work on editing Tarot's Tarot.
Carol's Tarot.
The strange thing is that I have been able to say this title perfectly fine for like 2 years, and something about this year, I can't say it. So this must be meant to be. I don't know what's happening.
Don't. Yeah. Well, right. Let's just say it. I think if you say it 3 times in a mirror, something magical happens in your life. Let's try it. Caro's Tarot. Caro's Tarot. Caro's Tarot. Or maybe you just, it doesn't have to be a mirror. Maybe it can just be a StreamYard studio. Maybe.
Well, there's a nice catchy ring to it. It does stick in your head. So
right?
that's...
It really does. Thanks. Right. You have that nice rhyme there. Sako, welcome. Tell us a little about you and your awesome channel.
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Casfoyt, and I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer. Sometimes I combine those two things. In fact, I just released a book, Flambeau. It is on Amazon. We did the cover, we did the formatting, we did all of the things. We did all the things.
You did all of it. Did you? For some reason, I thought, well, there's no reason why you guys would hire out for the cover or the marketing, actually, because you cover both between you and BC.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer, too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That helps.
We do all the things.
I know, right? You're like a one-stop shop.
Oh, Barrett is lovely and posted the link in the chat. Yes, thank you so much.
Not all heroes wear capes. Thank you, Barrett.
If you are interested in videos that pertain to marketing for authors, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, Sako Toomey Casfoyt. And it's not just me talking, it's also like Lisa and Barrett and bunch of other cool people who have something to say on the topic. You should drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
Definitely. Yay. Thank you so much. Michelle Schusterman is here. Tell us a little about you.
All right. I'm Michelle. I'm a middle grade and young adult author, and my YouTube channel is Traditional Publishing Chat, Writing Workshops, and Writing Vlogs. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you for...
Uh-oh.
She blanked out. Okay, Michelle is a story detective by any other name, because your advice, Michelle, is brilliant. Every time I listen to you talk, it's just so good.
Thank you.
So per the rules of Lisa's stream, because you are right next to her box, Robert, you have to take over.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's look at the comments.
Doll has to introduce herself.
Okay, yes. Michelle, go ahead.
Oh, are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello there, humans. I'm Cecil Runo. I'm a blind storyteller for introspective readers, and my YouTube channel is coming back. Actually, it already came back. It already has new videos, but the fancy, great videos are coming this January 10th and onward. So yeah, I'm back on YouTube, and if you want to see more real-time updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cecil Runo. Thank you.
And Dal, you're actually inspiring me to plan ahead a little bit. My year is going to be broken up into 2 parts since we hopefully have a move coming by spring. And I need to plan the first half of the year and then have a gap and then plan the second half of the year.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Amy's here. I bet Amy's here. Yeah, there's Amy.
Oh my God. Hi. Well, I assume you all went on without me. My computer like completely went black. I don't know what's going on today. I've had like I completely went black. It's not like it's not plugged in or anything. I have no idea what just happened. And it's a fairly new computer, so it's not like it should be dying, but it just died. What happened when I disappeared? Let's talk about what happened in the afterlife.
I introduced
Did I freeze?
myself.
Yeah, you just went black. But I've noticed that a lot of people don't seem to be keeping up with the newer Macs. I have trouble with various things, and it shouldn't be, because everything is like, it's set up for it, but people aren't prepared in terms of the online stuff. Yes, true. Let's say hi to some chat friends, because I feel like I need to like regain my anyway. Guess who's here? Let's see. Wait, hold on, I'm totally missing it. Oh no, you guys, StreamYard dumped out all the original. Heather's is the very first comment, but I know that was not true.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Lisa. This comment section's on fire. So if you do your typical thing where you try to get to everybody, the stream's going to take 6 hours.
All right. I don't want to do that. Okay. So hi, everybody. I'm going to just say hi. Devin's here. Hello, Devin. Barrett's giving luggage advice in the chat. So hi, Barrett. We're super glad to see you. Heather's here. Ta-da. CB394 is here. Hello. We are very, very glad to see you. Oh, my gosh. Eva's here. Hi, Eva. Very nice. All right. Or later afternoon to you, right? Happy time zones. Super true. All right. Hello. Benny Bright is here. Very nice. Otherwise known as Jeannie. So we are very, very glad to see you. Ray is here. Hi, Ray. All right. She says they say it's almost 8 a.m., but apparently I did not eat enough carbs for breakfast before taking my migraine preventative. So now nauseous. Hope coffee helps. Usually does. That sucks. I always like when I feel nauseated, I always like something with bubbles in it. Nobody else. Okay. I wonder if there is some, because like what I usually have is a Coke or like a 7-Up if I feel like that. So I wonder if it's
caffeine. The stomach.
I just lay down on my
that's
stomach.
Something, yeah. My mother used to say that they would sell something called Coke syrup for upset stomachs.
Yeah. You can still buy it.
I've never seen it, but Coke does have something in it that will help with an upset stomach.
Yeah. I literally have a bottle of that because my mother used to say the same thing. No, my children will not take it, but I will occasionally do that if it's like really bad. Isn't that funny? Also, it tastes better than other medicines. So there you go. JC is here. She's saying hey to everybody, which is awesome. I know she said something earlier because I was just about to go to her comment. So Ray is here to do some writing today. I think everybody mentioned what they're working on, but I was gone for part of it. I know Story Detective and Caro did. Sako, what are you working on today?
I'm working on character design and making the characters that I made last year better this year.
Awesome. Fantastic. How about you, Michelle? What are you working on today?
I'm going to do something with the book I wrote for NaNoWriMo. I don't know what.
Something.
In the document, but something's going to happen.
Could be edits, could be an incantation. Who knows?
Yeah.
Doll, did you tell us what you were working on today?
I'm working on video animations because my YouTube channel is going way better than it was before. There's a lot more visual stuff going on,
awesome.
which is hard for me, but I hope that the viewers will like it. So I'm making an animated room, not the one with the purple couch, but the one that has a desk. It's like a working room instead of like just chill room. And on the bookshelf on top, I have writing craft books.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and by the way, Lisa, yours is there.
No. Oh my God, is that
We're not
true?
surprised. Why are you
I
surprised?
love that. Oh my God, I need a screenshot so I can post it on my Instagram. That's awesome.
I will send you when I finish this room, when I finish this animated thing, I will send you the final thing, so in full definition, so you can.
I love it. I'm so excited about that. That is totally awesome. I will be
We
working
gotta
on.
do the thing. We have
I
to
know.
do the thing.
Oh, here, I'm going to make you big because that's what kind of self-promoter I am. Woohoo.
Wait, she's
All right,
delegating. I like it.
back. All right, that's enough. I'm excited about it. So, yeah. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to be working on some pitches today, and I want to kind of go through the chat. You guys tell us what you're working on if you have not already. I'm going to try and find those comments. Ray says, haven't decided if I want to work on my novel, poetry collection, or both. What are you working on? Dying to know what he says. Thanks for sharing. Eva's got a morning task list. Scene written, word count goal. Either one of those counts as meeting a goal. Hour left in that deadline. So you're here. Ooh, we better get going on sprints, huh? Ooh. All right. Very nice. Barrett says, writing a prompt for a writing game. We're playing with SD Houston today. Oh my gosh, Barrett, I'm going to have to send you a link. I did a writing game show with a bunch of Ocean View authors for the US Book Show. And we did this like readers ask authors format, but it has like this whole like delicious 70s game show theme to it. So I'm going to send you the video because it was kind of awesome. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I only did it once. I think it would be actually really fun to continue doing it, but I like it turned out to be like a total blast. So, okay. SD says, excited to see how Ghostwriter game turns out tonight. Ooh, is that what that is? Yay. Barrett's like dropping the links today. Yes. Robert's got a new website, grievouslairlightsabers.com. If you have not checked it out, you definitely should, because our very own Amy has designed it, and it is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, Did you know that Amy finally got a website?
What?
Yeah, I tried to tell you on Sunday, but we were like too happy planning.
Yeah, we were overly happy planning. So that video, inexplicably, the 2022, we usually get like a nice crowd for the Boozy Planorama, and that video has inexplicably taken off in a way that we don't usually see for the Boozy Planorama. It's kind of a surprise. So yay. All right. Yes. Story Master, we are super glad to see you. And I love that avatar.
Very Yoda-like. It seems like we should team up there and do something.
I know, right? You guys have to get to know each other. That is it's really crazy. All right. I'm going to grab the 5-minute timer here. Oh, look at that. Barrett's got Caro's Amazon up there. You got Sako's latest book. Oh my God, Barrett. You're hired, baby. We love you. Okay. The Dog's Meow. I love that title, by the way. I always mean to tell you, and then I forget what we're on. My Otter Half. Love, 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 love. Here's Doll's Channel. Here's my latest book. Thanks, Barrett. I know, right? I don't know why I'm putting them up on the screen. But, and this is one more important one. So Robert is raising money to send Doll Cecil Runo a computer that he has like totally tricked out for her. And there is a Kickstarter. It's not a Kickstarter. It's a GoFundMe page. Thank you. And so you can donate over there if you have not had a chance to do that yet. Thank you very much, Barrett, for putting up that
current laptop.
Yes, thank you.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I have a really weird question.
Yeah.
Is that laptop going to need a voltage adapter?
No.
Oh, right. 'cause
No.
different
No. Same American voltage here.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
was like, I
good.
just didn't want you guys to go through all this effort and then you accidentally fry it.
That would be really terrible.
Yeah,
Although,
that would be disaster.
That will be terrible. But no,
Okay.
we have the same voltage of the US.
Okay, you've
I
clearly
know,
thought
but
ahead.
it's
Okay,
a great
cool, cool, cool.
question.
it is a great.
Yeah.
It
When I
is.
moved to Hungary, I had to adapt to the European, standards. It was
Right.
crazy.
That is that is a really great question though. That is really a great question. I would
It
not have
is.
thought of that.
And as far as the GoFundMe, we are close to the halfway mark at this point, which is great.
Oh my God.
Yay! We need like a graphic for that.
Yeah.
Like a
I-
fun graphic.
confetti.
Right? Exactly. We need a fun graphic for that.
To
All
everyone
right.
who has helped with this, first of all, Robert, this has been. I was not expecting it, and I am so grateful. And to everyone who has contributed, thank you so
Me
much
too.
for it.
And thanks everybody again who's here. And there's some people that I don't think are here, but a lot of them are. And I definitely appreciate you all.
We have such a great community, and
We do.
Doll, we all love you, and we want you to have what you need to be successful. So, so I'm really like Robert did all this.
This is why I'm.
Go ahead.
This is why I'm working so hard on YouTube videos. Like, this is why I decided, don't let depression and wacko sleep patterns to fool me anymore. And I'm going to be working hard on everything that I have to do. So people can have more from me, because I want to give back. And so this has been a great motivational boost as well. So thank you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, speaking of working hard, I had a perfect transition, but Robert's got something to say. Let's hear it.
I was just going to say, yes, Dal, you've come ahead by leaps and bounds. And if I didn't think that this would be helpful and put to good use, I wouldn't have gone through the trouble. But you've definitely shown that you're in this and you've made great strides and you're going down the right path.
Aww.
Thank you.
We love you, Robert.
Continue to do so. So it is working hard. That's what I'm going to be doing.
All right, thanks for teeing me back up again there, Doll. Speaking of working hard, let's do a 5-minute sprint. Here we go. So we're going to do our warm-ups, your drinks, your documents open, all of that stuff, if you have not had a chance to do that already. If you have not dropped in the chat yet what you are going to be working on today, please be sure to do that, because we want to be able to cheer you on. Yay! And let's go ahead and get started with our 5-minute warm-up in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So, how'd everybody do? Pretty well. 5 minutes, super fast.
Yeah, it did go fast.
All right, it did, right? It really. Oh my gosh, Barrett, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. We're keeping you, honey. All right, so we have like a whole like nausea thread in here, which I totally love. Christy's here. Hello, Christy. I think this might be the first time you're with us. Welcome. We are very, very glad to see you. All right. Benu says carbonated coffee. That seems like a perfect thing right there.
There's a Coca-Cola coffee.
Is there? That might be the only kind I could take. I can only drink coffee. Like I need the caffeine. I can only drink coffee if it's like covered in whipped cream and chocolate and frozen and has maybe ice cream in it. All right. So Kibby, I'm not a coffee drinker. Okay. So Kibby is here. Hi, Kibby. We are super glad to see you today. We're so glad you stopped by. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. CB is working on Marvel fanfic. Very, very nice. Story Master, conjuring up some story outlines today. Love that. Claude is here. Hello, Claude. Very glad. I wish I could make your picture bigger because I'm dying to know what your t-shirt says in this.
Yeah.
Avatar. That's really
Is that
awesome.
a NaNoWriMo shirt? I think that's this year's NaNoWriMo
Is it?
shirt, or last year's, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, right? It's already 2022, which I keep getting confused and thinking, is it 2022 or 2023 now? I can't remember. All right. That's how, yeah. I have time challenges. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was a time, right? I'm pretty sure I was a time traveler in another life. The only kind of time I'm good with is time zones. I can always like figure out time zones. Okay, Claude, I'm very glad that you'll be prepping your D&D game. That is its own very special kind of writing. So there we go. Eva says, I'm definitely writing through the non-sprint times. This child won't give me much longer. I totally know that feeling. All right, JC, hello. So glad to see you today. Working on newsletter. Yay. Who knows what I'll be working on 10 minutes from now. You guys know I'm all about the newsletter. SD is here checking on my book promos for the day. Good job. Very, very nice. SD, do you have something new coming out? I feel like maybe you do.
As of like 2 days ago.
Yeah. You let's drop a link to what you've got. I don't have the other YouTube up. So I'll just send it to one of us and we'll pop it in the chat. If you're not, I don't think you're a wrench yet, but I could be wrong. Okay. Yay. Congratulations on that. That is super awesome. Yay. Christy is editing the last 2 chapters of book 2 of her mystery trilogy. That is really awesome. Benu said we should do a sprint, I think, just moments before we actually did do a sprint. But that means I am way, way, way over past comments. So Barrett says more than halfway to the goal, and I'm pretty positive that is regarding the GoFundMe. Yes. And look what he just did. He just pushed us over. Very nice. Very, very nice. Jennifer Brown is here. So sorry I'm a little late. Jennifer, we are really, really glad to see you today. We are glad. Super glad. That's right. We're super glad to see you. All right, everybody. So let's talk about, it was fast, 5 minutes though, 51 words for CB. Yay. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Michael's here. Hello. Very nice to see you today. We are super glad you're here. Ray did some rewriting and edits for a poem in their next collection. That is fantastic. SD says, not wrenched. Barrett, can you drop the link? I will hop over and wrench you during the next sprint. There we go. But Barrett is on the job. Very nice. Yay. Amazing. Fantastic. Here's your new book. Right? Soul of the Rose. Yay. I like that title. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Very nice. I know Barrett is all over it today. All right, you guys. So it's 11:30. We haven't gotten to our first full-length sprint yet. So I want to go ahead and do that. Wait a minute. Before we do that, look at me. I'm like a chicken. Okay. Oh, look, a chicken. Barrett says, we're having a book release party for SD Houston today at 4 p.m. Eastern. There it is.
I have it.
Is that where a book release party? That's a link to the book. Do we have a link to the party?
Yeah.
I bet Barrett's on it. I'm going to get,
I bet Barrett's on it.
Whoever's channel it's on.
Yeah, go ahead and drop a link. Right, I don't want to make Barrett be the. Okay, so we're going to hop into a quick 20-minute sprint, and I will. I don't know. I need a sprint, you guys. Okay, so here we go.
Tara says, since I'm in the box next to you, I have to keep things on track. We do have a subject coming up, and it's a big one.
It is a big one. Thank you, Robert. I love this new rule, and also I love the fact that Caro came up with it because that's such a Caro thing to do.
No, that was you.
I thought it was you.
No, it was you. I just fell victim to it.
It's a totally random sidebar. Grocery shopping on Sunday, but I came back and I saw your boozy panorama, and I could have actually added to it this time around. Let me give you a quick shot of something.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I'll cancel out of this.
I finally have a plan that works. It's a big chalkboard that I made into a big graph.
What? Hold on. I'm going to make you big, Robert. Hold on. Oh, what did I do? I just exited. I just put myself full screen. Hold on. Don't take it down yet, because apparently something has gone terribly wrong. There we are.
You can see how there's a little box for everything and little boxes to check off. So when I check off what I did each day, then I feel really accomplished, like I'm doing something.
Wow.
You made a chalkboard habit tracker. I love it.
Yeah.
That is.
As you can see, during the week of the 16th, I won't be here because we're actually going on vacation.
What? That is awesome. That's super cool.
This works for me.
Yay! Oh, Robert, I'm so glad that you found a planning system that was like perfect for you. That is fantastic. So that board is really cool. Did you make it or did you buy it?
No, I bought it on Walmart for like $12 or something, and came with a little chalk pencils. And if I want to keep track of what I did from month to month, I can always take a photo of it to look back on. But I made that, and I really hit 2022 running. I feel inspired, and I have a bunch of different things to do, and that takes the best of everything that's ever worked for me in terms of planning and put it on the chalkboard, which is big and right in front of me.
I love, that's what I need to. This is why I like the Kanban board, which is on my door and on the back of a door. And I love my whiteboard, love my whiteboard. And I also need to really see things. I do use digital calendars and things like that, but I really, really need to have something like
certain things I have to write down. And this is one of them. But when I go through a planner and I have to go through pages and open a book and all that, it just gets tucked away and I don't look at it.
That makes perfect sense. Oh, good Lord. All right. so the time, even the timer is like, it's time to go. Okay. So we're just going to do that. There will be no pep talk at this sprint. We will get to our regularly scheduled pep talks for sprint number 2 and number 3.
Speedy pep talk. Just go and do it.
Just go. Here we go. All right, you guys, 20 minutes on the clock and do your best. We've got faith in you. Bye. Okay, we're back. All right, you guys. So welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody had a really productive sprint there. So let us know what you did. I'm very excited to hear it. So I'm going to tell you what our question is for today. Oh, sorry, the timer has just decided to reset on its own. That was kind of weird.
Who's got the stream on?
Does somebody have it on? Okay.
No.
All right. Fixed, whatever it is. Okay. So this is one of those days today. All right. So we had a really good question in the Boozy Planorama, and we want to talk about it. So I'm going to pop up the question on the screen so that we can all look at it. But also, while I'm doing that, if you guys let me know how you did in the sprint, that would be fantastic. So why don't we go around the circle, and I'll start with you, Doll. How'd you do during the sprint? And you guys in the chat, let us know how you did, and then I'm going to pop that question up.
Okay, I was going through a lot of graphics and animation stuff, and I found the graphics that I wanted, and I'm almost done with this animated working room, so yay.
Fantastic. Good job. How'd you guys do? Michelle, how'd you do?
Good. I decided I want to try doing this in my notebook again, so I got like a page or so written.
That's good. Cool. All right. How about you, Sako?
I went back through some old character designs and kind of like spruced up the line work a little bit. So I got through like 10 pictures.
Cool. That's awesome. How about you, Kara? How'd you do?
I edited 4 cards, and I have 2 more to do, which I'll finish probably in the next sprint. So that will be my card quota for the day.
Yay, look at you. Always an overachiever, Caro. All right, Story Detective. How'd you do in the last sprint?
I did pretty well. I'm looking over the first draft of this video script that I worked on and brushing it up and adding some spice.
Yeah, I like a little spice. All right, you guys. How did you do on this sprint? Let us know in the chat. And while you were doing that, I'm going to pop up the question that we are going to be talking about today first, hopefully. All right, there we go. Maybe. So this question came to us by way of Jennifer in the Boozy Planorama, and I thought it was such a great question, and we did not have the chance to really give it its due. So the question is, do you think I can make it in traditional publishing in today's climate? I'm a diverse author. I'm physically disabled. Who would like to speak first?
I hear you on all fronts, because like disabled, like what was it? I'm too diverse to be real.
No. Yeah. So yeah. You're too diverse to be real. That might be true. You're like part fairy godmother.
That has happened in some, even in AUTHORTUBE live streams long ago, but I don't forget. That's my biggest problem. There was a discussion where diversity was like, oh, you don't have to make one character blind, biracial, and asexual. And I was like, and I was in the chat and I was like, I am all of those labels. But yeah, they were saying that it's not real, that it's just a checkbox. And I was like, oh, so I'm not real and I'm just a checkbox. So this, ever since, has left me very discouraged about the traditional market and how people see diversity. So I hear you. I don't have an answer for you except be patient and be strong, because a lot of literary agents are not going to take the risk. A lot of them. Maybe there, but there might be one that might, I guess.
I am completely opposite in my perspective on this. I think the people that were, I think the people who were saying that stuff in the chat are, I'll just say, idiots, which I don't usually do that, but it's just foolishness. However, because I have and Michelle probably could speak to this as well. So I've been in publishing for a really, really long time. Not just as an author, I've been to 1 million conferences and all of that. When I first started, most of my friends were, no, all my friends were non-authors. I didn't know a single author when I first got published, and now I feel like all my friends are authors. But yeah, but I've also worked for a good mid-sized publisher, and I can tell you that I know a ton of traditionally published authors who have physical disabilities, psychological disabilities. I mean, it's being an author is just like being a human, shockingly. There are people that have all manner of challenges to overcome. So, so the answer is yes. I don't think that, I think in some ways, anytime you have a different perspective than a million gazillion other people, that sometimes there are challenges in helping others to see those perspectives. But there is enough room in traditional publishing for a wide variety of people. So I would say yes, I think you can make it in traditional publishing.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because I feel what this person was asking on a deep level, because I've been querying for a while. Maybe I've been querying in the wrong places. Maybe that's what has been happening with me, that I don't know where to query that will eventually get me an agent, and I'm just querying totally the wrong agents for what I write. Maybe.
It's possible.
It's possible, sure.
I mean, I come between the two of both of you. I think that it is tougher. I'm not going to, paint it in anything else. They're going to look at it as, okay, if this person has a disability, or, how can I market them? How can I send them on tour if I actually got them on a big list? It's possible.
Exactly.
But they have to see it. And I think it's David Mamet. Don't watch Mamet's masterclass. It's kind of a waste of time, but he throws out a couple of little bits. And one of his bits sticks on this one. And he was talking about a play that was off Broadway, and he gave it to a producer. And the producer said, I can't see the plot. If you can tell me the plot, I'll do it. And I think that's it for everybody. If they can see the line from A to B to market you, they'll do it. But don't depend on them to see it. You have to show them.
You have to show
You have to
them.
be marketable, and you have to come up with a plan for them. Don't expect them to go the extra mile and see it if they see the difficulties.
That is absolutely true. And one of the ways that you can do that is show them. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi, let me just take this call. One of the ways that you can do that is by creating your own platform. If they don't have to reach your audience for you, then it's going to be easier for them to see that there is an audience for you. They don't have to completely build it from scratch. So there's that. The other thing is, like, almost nobody gets sent on book tours anymore. One, because they're crazy expensive, right? Michelle's like, yes. They're crazy expensive. When you go on a book tour, you're rare. Like, people don't show up to your book signings to because they're excited about your new book. I mean, they are, but they come to book signings because they liked your last book and they want to see your new book, but it's because you've already built sort of that audience, or because you're serving free liquor. One of those two things. So, right. So not Michelle. She's not allowed to do liquor at her book store, but you could do like chocolate milk or juice boxes, right? Or fun fizzy punch. Anyway, so yeah, so that kind of thing, true. But the other thing is, they might worry, like, whoa, what if you have fibromyalgia? Are you going to be able to meet a deadline? Like, if you've got a really bad season of flare-ups, are you going to be able to hit that deadline? And so. Yeah. And so I think that there is, there are always some things, but to be honest, it's mostly about the writing for them. So Barrett had an interesting point here. He says, I think for those of us with physical disabilities, we feel the need to let the agent know that, because we may have limitations a healthy author doesn't have. So,
and I was told that from the beginning, in terms of letting your editor and everybody know what's going on with you in terms of any difficulties that might impede deadlines. and there's some that's very understanding. And then there's others that just want to get the job done, and they will cut you off in a heartbeat.
Right. Well, that's it. Like, I would never put in a pitch like, hi, my name's Lisa Daly. I'm a USA Today bestselling author with frequent migraines and da 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 da. You know, and I do appreciate that you might have concerns about that. But one, you can just say, I'm not available to travel, for one thing. Or if I am going to travel, I would have to take breaks in between. And then the other thing is, the publisher will not just set an arbitrary deadline without sort of checking to make sure that's something that you can do. And I guess for me, if I am worried that I'm going to have a flare up and that there's going to be some time in my life that I'm going to be in the hospital, or I'm just not going to be able to write, or I've got depression and I can't get out of bed. You got to know what you actually can do. So if you go, well, I can write a book in 4 months if I feel great, and 8 months if I feel crappy, we'll add an extra couple months onto that and say, I can finish the book in 10 months or whatever that is.
If I were going to go the traditional publishing route, for me personally, with fibromyalgia, I've gotten ahead of it and I know how to get ahead of it. It would almost have to be training for the tour or whatever the deadline, and making sure that I could do it. I would not want to take on something that I would not be able to do either.
Right.
For your case, Dal, you're learning marketing, you're fairly outspoken. I think if somebody sees things and say, okay, this person's kind of on fire, and, you know, they've got a voice, all of that helps. Right.
Well, the other thing too is that I don't know that, I mean, if you have an agent that you're pitching that says, I'm looking for diversity, then absolutely let them know how you fit into that. But if that's not the case, if you're pitching an agent who loves fantasy or loves sci-fi or loves whatever, and they rep several other books that are comps to your books, or that, you know, or books that you really love that you think might be a good fit, then I don't know that I would bring it up. Because one thing with publishing is you have so many people vying for the agent's attention that you never want to give them a reason to say no off the bat. And I don't mean that you should hide a disability. I just mean you don't need to broadcast it to a stranger until you know whether or not they love the book. And if they say, hey, I like this book and I want to, you know, pitch it to so-and-so, then, you know, then if you feel that you want to talk about it, then okay. But if it's not, if you're going to be able to organize your schedule in such a way that it doesn't, you know, impact it, I don't know that at that early something that you need to share, unless you feel really compelled to share, and then, you know, share away. Anybody else? What do you guys have to say?
Yeah, think about some of us and some of the things that we write. For example, there is a blind character who is a main character in my book, and yeah, I have to say it because it's like, why are you writing a blind character if you're not disabled and blah blah blah, blah own voices?
Well,
blah,
wait
blah,
for
blah.
them to ask the question. Wait for them, like, right? Wait for them to ask the question. If they say, "Wow, you're." Right? Because I don't know, and there are plenty of authors who will pitch, like, let's think about this. So women are often sort of relegated to the paperback ghetto, right? We often write romance.
Ghetto, wow.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Because women's books are more, Michelle again smiling. Women's books are more likely to come out in trade paperback. Men's book, even a debut author with no audience, is more likely to come out in hardcover. Well, hardcover pays a lot better than trade paper. So you're earning out faster, you're making more, and there's more prestige to it. So for much of writing, publishing history, women have used like J.K. Rowling and George Eliot and a million other women have used either names that are sort of either directly conceal their sex or just sort of leave it like out there, that don't make it obvious. That they've done that in order to get their books through. And I had a thought, and now I've lost the train is derailed. I'm sorry. What was I saying?
Well,
So
I think
basically, don't say you're blind in the query. Don't say you are disabled in the query, even though your book features that kind of character.
Yeah,
Don't
because
pay
if they
attention to it.
right. So yeah, so Barrett had an experience where the agent says, I don't think this is realistic. And Barrett was like, actually, this is my life. But so, and then what they might say is, wow, you do such a fantastic job of writing blind characters. Like, you really get those details down. And you could say, well, I am blind. So, you know, I get where my character is coming from.
I'm going to say one thing and then turn it over to Michelle because it looked like she wanted to say something.
She's got thoughts.
I agree completely with what Lisa says. You don't want to give them answers to questions they didn't ask. That's interviewing for anything 101. You keep your answers brief and to the point. Let them fall in love with you first. Don't give them reasons not to.
Yes. Right. Because if you have 10 manuscripts and you go, oh, I love all of these equally, but I only have enough time and energy and resources to pitch 3 of them, you're going to pitch the easiest 3. So you're going to pitch the ones with the platform, with the audience built in. You're going to pitch the one where you feel like, oh, this has an opportunity to be a multi-book deal, or this is a debut author, and all publishers love debuts. So you're going to look at the one that you think is going to sell the best. So you don't want to add any hindrances into whether it's a disability or I'm a single mom and I only have 3 hours a week to write. Like, just let the story speak for itself.
Okay, good one. I'm going to rework that query again.
Michelle, let's hear it.
No, I agree with everything you said. I think the only thing I would add is maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just like to believe the best in people, but I don't think a lot of agents out there see if they find out an author has some sort of disability or something, they're going to see that as like a negative or a reason to, reject them. Like, oh, they might not be able to make their deadlines. I think based on just conversations I've had, that by far the biggest not writing related reason agents and editors might reject a writer is because of their ego. If you get somebody querying you that just clearly is up their own ass and they're not going to be pleasant to work with, that's when they get turned off.
That's it, right? Right? Somebody who has chronic depression, I work with them every day. That's a really good point, okay? Because like I said, as a director of publicity for a publishing house, I had authors who were neurotic, who suffered from chronic illnesses. I had authors who were older, who were younger, who didn't know what they were doing, And I enjoyed working with most of them because they were really nice people and they cared about the book and they wanted to make it better. But the people that I really dreaded were the ones who were just a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
There are.
This sounds super encouraging, actually.
So,
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. So your biggest challenge will probably not be your disability or your diversity. It's whether or not you're easy to work with, which is one of the things that I actually talked about in Become a Famous Romance Author, about like, do as much as you can to make it easy as possible for the media to book you. Like, do as much of the producer's job as you can or the journalist's job as you can. And the same thing holds true for publishing. The easier you make the job of the agent, the easier you've got a platform, you've all buttoned up, you've got a marketing plan, the easier you make that for the agent to sign you on or the publisher to take you on, the more likely it is to happen. You can make your book prettier for publishing.
And if you have a novel, I mean, the general rule is you're supposed to get it in as good a shape as possible before you start querying and submitting anyway. So let them fall in love with the book if they have it. I mean, once they find out you have limitations, they might think, okay, we can't put this person on a tight deadline for the next one. But if you have a good book and it sells well, that's going to open a myriad of doors.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is they'll ask you, and you know what? Stuff happens all the time. Even if you don't have a disability, maybe you go through a particularly rotten divorce. Maybe you get run over by a train. So even if you come to a publisher without a physical, you don't even have a Band-Aid, you don't have a single physical challenge, you're mentally sane and happy, and everything is perfect, there's no guarantee that the day after you sign the contract that you won't have some terrible thing happen. So, and at the very least, people who have disabilities are really good usually at like by the time you reach adulthood, are pretty good at navigating that stuff in their lives. So
that is such a good point, you know, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also remember that it goes both ways. Like agents and editors are humans that deal with this shit too. In 2019, my agent's husband was in an accident that put him in an induced coma for 2 months, and his chance of survival was 20%. And she was like on this edge of a knife for those 2 months, and he did gradually recover, but it was like a 6-month thing. And she really tried to do her best to communicate with all her clients throughout all of that. But of course, we were all completely understanding because that shit happens and it sucks. And like nobody's going to be mad at her because she's not like on top of submissions.
Right.
You
right.
know?
And the person who is mad at her because she's not on top of submissions, she doesn't want that person as a client. That's the pain in the ass you don't want to work with.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, so thank you. I'm sorry, I missed something. SD said, I'm sorry to hear about your situation, Michael. My parents and partner didn't understand either. I let that stop me. Now I'm done waiting. And I have everyone's support. Yes, you do. All right.
Yeah,
I missed what Michael said.
Michael got chewed out by his pop and saying that he's been a failure and all that. So he's not feeling like, you know, top dog right now. So we're like, no, we get it.
we do get it, and we love you. Like right here, sending you good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Don't let that stop you because you're a failure until you're not, and they'll change their tune real quick.
Oh, that's so true. Right. There's an expression about that, quote about that, about success has many fathers and failure is a bastard or something like that.
Oh, I've never heard that.
So Barrett says, I put it front and center on my social platforms and hope an agent will Google me and then ask me about it. I do mention being an Own Voices author in my query. So that is an awesome way to handle it. But no, Barrett does not include his medical records with his query. And I think the thing is that I love the way you speaking specifically of Barrett, I actually really love the way that you handle your illness on your social media, because you're raising money for it and you're doing all this stuff, and nobody would ever look at your like everything that you're doing on YouTube and social media and querying and how like smart and together and all of this that you are, and go like, oh, we can send this guy on a book tour. No one would ever in a million years. Like the way that you have that as part of your personality and your brand, I think you do a really nice job with it.
I agree with Lisa. I feel like Barrett has inspired me to start the year like upping up my own game, because like Michelle said, it is true that after a certain age we adapt to the disability. Like the disability becomes like the least of our problems at some point.
Right.
I mean, it is still a problem. I mean, I struggle with visual stuff because
Sure.
But I have adapted to it, and I can do my stuff, and I feel like the whole community has inspired me to just like up my game and do better and be better. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Barrett inspires me too.
Barrett inspires all. I am frozen. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
We hear you.
Oh, now you're frozen.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. We're going to see. All right. Am I better now? Yes. Okay. I was like, why can I not make this go? All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So let me pop off the comments here. We are going to go ahead and do another sprint, but then we are going to talk about this when we come back. If anybody, I know I did not get to all the questions and comments. So you guys keep asking away and talking away and dropping in your opinions so that we can come back to this when we come back. All right, you guys, let's see.
Colin's like, Barrett doesn't sleep.
No, he really doesn't. Oh my gosh. Barrett is like amazing. Barrett does
He's a
not
robot.
sleep, I
He's a
think. And
robot.
he's like off being like really nice to every person all the time.
Yeah.
I think if we had some sort of, you know, Miss Mr. Congeniality award, I feel like Barrett would definitely be the big
Definitely.
winner this year, right?
Yes.
All right, you guys.
Congeniality.
So in fact, I think maybe I'll just do that. We'll do a special awards show, and yeah. All right. I'm in such a like crazy mood today. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get a timer ready. I'm going to ask Caro to do our very first pep talk today, and Doll to do our last pep talk of the day. So, so here we go, Caro.
It's Wednesday, and we have work to do, and we didn't do it on Monday because we decided to take a nap, and we didn't do it on Tuesday because we said we'd do it today, and today is here. So you have to work now. I'm sorry. I am the harborer of bad news. This is the keyboard. This is how you make novels happen. Get to work. There you go.
And there we have it. 3, 2, oh, that's 1. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I think I've got to unmute somebody. It was Michelle or Doll. I can't remember. Oh, it was Michelle. All right. So, how did everybody do on the sprint?
I did great.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear about that.
I did too.
Fantastic. Me too. You guys let us know. We had such a good conversation going, and now we are at this like 12:40 Eastern time, where we would normally do one more sprint, and but we had such a good conversation. So let us know in the chat if you guys want to sprint or continue the chat. It's up to you. All right. Jean just popped in. I'm very glad to say, yay! Congratulations, and also welcome. We are very glad you're here. That is such a relief to sell your house, right? Oh my gosh. Very nice. There were so many good comments, you guys. So many good comments. Like really incredible. So quick vote. Let us know. Sprint. All right. Fantastic. Let us know. Everybody else, you guys all did great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Fantastic. Do you have votes? Do you want to sprint or chat?
Either way.
Whichever.
Either way.
Sprint. We have lots of
I see
sprints.
a lot of sprints in there.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm game for sprinting.
All right, me too. Let me just rewind this timer just a little bit. So I think it was just such a great conversation, and I am so glad we have it. And you guys in the chat like just had such fantastic perspectives. There was one question. Sorry, hold on. Okay. There was one question that Eva asked that I wanted you guys to weigh in on super fast. If I can find it. Basically what she said was there some oh my gosh, my comment is like broken into like 5 parts. I've never seen that happen. StreamYard's killing me today. I have no idea where it went. Her basic question was, is there a way for your publisher to like back out of the contract if they find out you're disabled? And there's a boilerplate contract that almost all the publishers use that is very similar, like across publishers and across authors. And your agent can get different things written in or changed, but not much. And they have like a couple of ways that they can get out of the contract. One is you turn in your book and you won't do edits and they hate it and they're not going to publish it. And this is like very rare because by the time you're to that point, they've already spent they've already spent time and energy and money on marketing, on a cover, on a bunch of other things. So it has to, like, they really have to feel like it's unsalvageable. And generally they would send you back to the drawing board to do the edits. But as you guys remember, the writer has final say on the text, whereas the publisher has final say on pretty much everything else. So you could theoretically refuse to make your edits, but then your publisher could refuse to accept the book. And in that case, that would cancel your contract.
CB has a really good point.
Yeah.
In that it's kind of illegal for them to under the American with Disabilities Act.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's not kind of illegal. It's completely illegal for them to do that. They can cancel your contract the same way they would cancel any other writer's contract. They can't just cancel it because you're disabled. It's not kind of illegal.
That's what Lisa was trying to say. She was just doing it.
I was just doing it in a roundabout way. But yes, it's not kind of illegal. It is absolutely, totally, not just illegal, but morally wrong to do that. But there are ways that they can cancel a contract. But it's rare. It's rare that they do that even if you are a giant pain in the ass. It's rare that they cancel a contract. Once they put all that work into it and money into it, etc. But but they
loyalties are built, and that goes pretty far. And my job was like the trenches within the trenches, so it was a little more brutal than I think. Book publishing, there were tighter deadlines, and usually being honest with somebody went a long way. In like 11 years, I've met all but a few deadlines, and I always had the idea that you need to be honest with your editor. And I was the few times that I couldn't. I said, "Can we divide this issue because this realistically isn't going to get done?" And I always found a way. And when I figured I couldn't, And one time a new editor came on because our editor got fired on a miniseries. And the new editor came on, and basically the deadline was already tight, and we had been working for weeks on what would be half of what the original deadline was, and this guy put it down to a quarter. My neck and back were already screaming because I was not sleeping.
Oh.
And again, I said, realistically, I could do about half of this, maybe a little bit more, but is there a way to split this up? And he said, my job is to get this done. You're done. And I was fired off the last issue of a miniseries.
What? Okay, but here's the thing: like eventually, what happens is talented people will not work for that kind of a person.
Yes.
And the other thing that I can't believe this is just occurring to me is that I had a fairly traumatic event happen when I was on contract for Single Minded, and I was almost a year behind on my deadline. I had never missed a deadline before that. I honestly believe the universe would stop to exist if I missed a deadline before that.
Mhm.
But I missed it by like a year. Now, granted, my editor was my former agent, so he smoothed a lot of things over, and obviously that is not the case for everybody. But my friend Abby was like on time for her initial book because it was done, but she had a 2-book deal, and she also has some really serious health issues, and she was late on her second book. In fact, it's still not done, and it's been a couple years. So, but her medical issues are something that she couldn't control, and that's how it was. All right, here we go. I am going to share that screen. Dun dun dun, and we are going to get this sprint out of the way. Here we go, guys. Dog, can you give us a quickie pep talk?
Quickie pep talk, everybody. We are on a final sprint. We're ready to get our things done, and we are here to support you all the way through it. Don't give up on your work. Get ready to sprint in 3, 2, 1, and sprint.
I was so into it. I like completely just. So I think we lost Michelle because she usually has to take off right at 1 o'clock, and I did not let her say goodbye. So if you are not already familiar with Michelle, you should definitely check out her channel. There is a link in the description below, and we love her, and she's awesome. So if you have not checked out her videos, they're fantastic.
Yes.
I'm so glad we did another sprint, you got. Like, I was so productive on that sprint.
Speaking of Michelle, I watched her latest video. That's what I did because my personal project was finished.
Great. Very nice. Awesome. Well, she is, we are just so lucky to have her on the show with us because she is just a wealth of amazing information. So I'm going to just go through comments really fast while you guys do your outros so that we can get everybody out of here. I know we usually leave at 1 and I don't want to keep everybody going. So let's start with, who did I start with last time? Robert? I'm going to start with you, Doll, and we'll go around the circle the other way. Doll, Sacco, Caro, Story Detective. And I'm going to put up what everybody did. And we're super glad you're here today. Barrett, as always, Barrett's like busy, like retweeting. He's throwing up Michelle's channel.
Barrett is
I know, we love him. We need you to come back next week, Barrett. Can you make it? Let's see. All right. Mary filled out her plan. No pressure, publicly asking you to come back. Thank you, honey. Thanks for being here. Mary filled out the gratitude section of her daily planner. Yeah, not better than nothing. That is an accomplishment. Feeling grateful for things is...
That's the one gap that like stays open on my planner is I'm not very good at doing the gratitude thing every day.
One little tiny thing. I have a 5-minute gratitude journal, and you literally like it's just a sentence, and it's actually it's not 5 minute, 5 year. And so what's cool about it is you put like a 1-sentence thing about what you're grateful for, but then you see all the things you've been grateful for in the last couple of years. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, 269, yay for CB, very, very nice. RC, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I am so glad
long
to
time
see
no
you
see.
today. Very, very nice. We're so glad you're here. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Michael digs your corkboard, Caro.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. JC finished up a newsletter, also got a new author interview. I was just going to put these up and let you guys talk, and instead, me. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Doll, tell us all about you and your awesome channel.
Thank you for inviting me today. I'm Cecil Runo, a blind storyteller for introspective readers, and my YouTube channel is coming. It's already live, and the next cool video is coming on January 10th. If you want to follow me on real time and see more updates and the occasional YouTube video, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cecil Runo. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Doll sent me a sneak peek of the of her like automated workroom, and I'm so excited to see it. Okay, Sacco, tell us about you and your channel.
Howdy, howlers. It's Sacco to me, also known as Casvoid. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you're interested in videos that pertain to marketing for authors, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, Sacco to me, Casvoid.
Thank
and
you
it's
so
not
much.
just me talking, it's also people like Lisa and Barrett and a bunch of other awesome people who have something to say on the topic. So you should stop by sometime. I would love to see you.
Very nice. Caro.
Hello, my name is Kara Brown. I'm an urban fantasy author and tarot card enthusiast. My channel talks about both of those things. I have 2 videos that came up for the year, so those are there. I came here to actually work on Caro's Tarot. I'm making good progress, so I'm in danger of actually meeting that deadline. So that is me. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to next time.
Thank you so much for being here. Story Detective.
And I am Robert Jones. I am also a graphic artist and a writer. I work primarily in comic books. I have done a lot of art. I've co-plotted quite a few stories, and my channel is basically taking all that storytelling and putting it under a Sherlockian microscope, breaking down the craft and giving it to viewers to help make your craft journey easier. I have new videos coming up, and this year is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to start talking about some of the things that I have not talked about myself, and take off in a slightly different direction. It's time to be bold in 2022.
It's like you're taking off the mask, isn't it, Robert?
A little bit. Yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. Colin Clark says, Sako, there it comes, on my channel Friday, the 7th of December. Sako, you are a wrench. I'm not going to have time before we end to go over and add one for Colin, but
I actually don't have a link to it yet.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind then. All right, you guys, thank you so much. You guys are super awesome. I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel. I'm a traditionally published hybrid author. And on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. I will also be publishing more videos this year. Let's see how that goes. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here today. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.